I'll start out by giving credit to A&T. I don't think it'd be easy by any means to lose every conference game that they've played and give the fight they did tonight. Got a lot of respect for Monte and his crew. Missing two really talented players, and I thought they fought all the way through. And there's a shot at the end to tie the game, and so you give them credit. On our end, I think the word disappointed would be as understated as could possibly be understated. I think that we have a soft team, and it's been very frustrating, and nothing's really changed outside of a few instances. And I thought that was on full display tonight. So I'll just let you ask your question before I talk myself into issues.
How do you harden a soft team?
It's ultimately on our guys to want to be hardened, to accept the challenge of playing physical and doing it in a way that doesn't really have anything to do with your opponent. It's just who you are as a player, who you are as a team, and we haven't shown that. It's difficult in the sense that right now we have 7 scholarship players, so it's do I run the guys into the ground, so to speak, on a Friday before you play Elon? But the light has to be flipped. The switch has to be flipped. Our mentality has to be flipped. It's got to be more to our guys and all the things that we do on the floor in practice, even if it's a very limited time. And then we just got to compete and play harder.
That kind of led into my question. With a couple of guys on the shelf, do you look at kind of getting creative, maybe getting some burn for some of the walk-ons?
They do a great job, and obviously Adam has played at times. I think Adam would be a guy that would certainly be serviceable for us. He'd rebound, he'd defend. But right now our issue isn't necessarily front court pieces. We're missing so many ball handlers. You could see that at the end of the game. We end up with some crucial turnovers that cause the game to be closer margin. But all those guys are huge parts of the team. I don't necessarily see them affecting the game floor, to help us out on game night.
Since AJ went down, what have you seen of Eustace if you inserted him in the lineup?
Eustace is a talented player. He's he's playing pretty well. He's a guy that we've always believed in. But he when he first got here, he had a lot of English to learn. You almost have to stop practice if you want to explain one small little detail in order for him to get it. And it certainly has gotten incrementally better as the years played out. But there's still a language barrier that in a quick timeout, in a quick huddle, that's difficult at times. But his natural ability in terms of being able to score the ball, play with confidence, and I think any player, if you get extended minutes, you feel that freedom of, hey, if I make a mistake, I get to stay in still and sort of learn from it. And I'm glad for him. Obviously, disappointed, for AJ, but it's a great thing for Eustace and his development. But he's still in that same bucket of we've got to be a tougher team, both physically and mentally.
Are you confident Daywilk and AJ back for the CAA tournament? The big stuff when you really what you're playing.
I can't concern myself with that. I think they'll come back when they can come back. I'm only worried right now about Elon and our mentality, and I know those two won't be a part of the game. So I got to focus on the guys that are able to play, and that's what we'll do.
You're refrain all the time, next man up, but you don't have really.
Yeah, but it's no excuses, no explanations. The disappointing thing is we played enough zone to play physically harder and tougher than we did tonight. If you walk out of a gym and you're a basketball player, the worst thing that they should say is that dude played hard. And we couldn't say that about ourselves tonight. And I think everybody in the world will give them excuses, give us excuses, built-in excuses of, well, you don't have the bodies and, so what? Why weren't we diving on a loose ball 4 minutes into the game? Too tired? Come on, man.
Locker room a little animated tonight?
It is what it is in sports.
Saturday, what are some positive indicators for you? You know what? We are playing a lot harder today. What is it that you need to see early on right now?
It's what everybody needs to see. You know, it's a team that's in a stance defensively. It's a team that's talking. It's rotating for one another. And, you know, it gives a heck when the shot goes up, of blocking out and not letting somebody beat you to a loose ball. I mean, we all know what it looks like, and it certainly didn't look like that tonight.
When you talk about the toughness, is it something you've seen at all this season, or are you just waiting to see it?
No, I mean, like we have not been the toughest team all year. I mean, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to see that. And I think we have great kids. I never worry about them missing class. I never worry about them like on King Street. I never worry about them like, you know, being disrespectful. None of that stuff. None of that. But like, you know, you're allowed to, between the lines, get after it. And we don't enough.
How much did your game plan change from a week ago to now, do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously we're thinner, and so we have to account for that. But you know, whether we play triangle and two, we play, you know, 1-2-2, we play man, we play zone, like you still have to give effort. And then you have to make good decisions on offense, no matter who you're missing or who your primary scorers are. And we're not doing that.
How do you get guys like not to try to do too much? You know what I'm saying? Like to overcompensate for AJ and David not being there.
You know,
Or do you think that's not a problem?
No, I don't think that's an issue with our team. I think Debo made some costly mistakes that, you know, I'm sure he'd like back, but he's been so good for us in so many ways. And, you know, he's still getting his legs back. He's not even a year off the ACL. You know, all the other guys, I feel like they're playing, you know, for one another, but they just make bonehead decisions that we have to clean up. You know, whether it's inexperience of a guy like Eustace, you know, whether it's getting sped up, you know, like a couple of our guys. But, you know, again, sometimes you can't control that stuff. You can't control a drop pass, a missed shot, whatever, but you can control the amount of effort that you play with. And that's what I think frustrates coaches, and certainly is getting this one right now.